Trying to learn Korean? Get the lessons that are perfect for you. Click here to get your free lifetime account.
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui, the product manager of KoreanClass101.com. Welcome to Weekly Words. I'm going to introduce some words in Korean. Actually, I haven't seen them yet, so I'm kind of excited to see what kind of words I'm going to see. Okay, the first word is 슬픈. 슬픈. It means sad. Like you can say 그 영화는 슬픈 영화다, meaning like that movie is sad movie. And the next one would be 어려운, difficult. If you just start learning Korean, then you might say 한국어는 no, it's not good. I have to motivate people. I want to say that 한국어는 어려운 언어가 아닙니다, which means Korean is not difficult language. The next one will be I have to make a sample sentence with that. 못생긴, which means ugly. Well, actually it's not easy to make a sentence with this word because it mostly have to be with someone. But I might say 못생긴 친구가 예뻐졌다, which means one of my ugly friends become beautiful. That happens a lot at my college. Like they have sometimes get some plastic surgery and they just become beautiful. So I might say 못생긴 친구가 예뻐졌다. Next one is 화난, which means angry. 화난. 오늘 아침에 화난 일이 있었다. Like 화난 일 is something like something making you angry. So that means like there was something make me angry this morning. Okay, the next one is 역겨운, which means disgusting. I think I never used this word in my life. I can say 내 친구는 역겨운 음식을 좋아한다, which means my friend likes disgusting food. I might say 역겨운 about food, but I'll never say that to some person or something. Computer words. Now we have keyboard, which means keyboard. 저는 무선 키보드가 더 좋습니다, which means I like wireless keyboard more. Okay, and next we have notebook. Notebook doesn't mean like notebook, it's laptop computer. I can make a sentence something like 저는 노트북을 6개월에 한 번씩 바꿉니다, which means something like I change my laptop every 6 months. Yeah, that's kind of true. Okay, and now we have mouse, which means mouse for the computer, I think. Well, for the animal mouse, you can use this word 쥐. So don't call the animal mouse as mouse because that would be only for the computer mouse. 무선 마우스가 편리합니다, which means wireless mouse is convenient. And here, like 무선 means wireless because it literally means without lines. Next one, headphone. Like I say, it's almost the same as English words. Headphone means headphones. With that, I can make a sentence like 저는 헤드폰으로 음악을 듣습니다, which means I listen to music with headphones. And now we have, let me see, mic. Can you guess what it means? Yeah, you might think it's about a guy named Mike. I can call Mike as Mike 씨, Mr. Mike. No, not Mr. Mike. But mic can be used for microphones. 저는 노래방에서 마이크로 노래를 불렀습니다. I'm singing a song with a microphone at the karaoke. Korean jobs. Let's see what kind of words we have today. Alright, now we have 간호사, which means nurse. 이 병원에는 예쁜 간호사가 많이 있습니다, which means at this hospital there are many beautiful nurses. Yep. Actually, in Korean, there are not many male nurses. So if you just say 간호사, that means, for female. And if you want to say male nurse, you can say 남자 간호사. Okay, and the next one is 경찰관, police officers. That happens a lot. Like when you just walk on the street in Korea and they just catch you and just, ask you to show them their ID cards because of the, they might consider you as someone from North Korea. No, that's not good one. What kind of sentence I can make? 경찰관에게 잡혔습니다, which means I got caught by a police officer. When I was walking around the presidential office in South Korea, I had a big backpack, and I think they thought that I just tried to, attack the president. So they just got me, just wanted to see the building, but they thought that I'm kind of suspicious guy. Now we have the word 농부, which means farmer. 서울에는 농부가 없습니다, which means in Seoul, there is no farmer. Gangnam was actually the place where you can find a lot of farmers, but now you can only find buildings and Sai. Okay, and the next one is 회사원, which means office worker. I can just simply say like, 저는 회사원입니다. Like, I'm an office worker for KoreanClass101.com. So that's true. Programmer, which means programmer. Yeah, when I was young, I wanted to be a programmer. So in the case, I can say 저는 프로그래머가 되고 싶었습니다, which means I wanted to be a programmer. The weather. First one is 바람이 부는, which means windy. So I can say 제주도에는 바람이 부는 날이 많다, which means in Jeju Island, there are many windy days. Okay, next we have 습한, meaning humid. With that word, I can say 한국 여름에는 습한 날이 많이 있습니다, which means in Korean summer, there are many humid days. So when you have a plan to go to Korea in summer, bring a lot of shirts because it's so humid. So you might have to change shirts several times a day. Now we have 화창한, sunny. 한국의 4월에는 화창한 날이 많이 있습니다, which means in April in Korea, there are many sunny days. So you can see, like I said, something 날, because 날 means day. So 화창한 날 means sunny day, and 흐린 날 means cloudy day. So you can just put 날 after these adverbs. Okay, next we have 흐린, meaning cloudy. So I can say 저는 흐린 날이 싫습니다, which means I don't like cloudy days. For some reason, it's just making me feel depressed. I think many people have the same feeling. So in this case, we can say 저는 흐린 날이 싫습니다. I don't like cloudy days. And next we have 더운, meaning hot. With the word, I can say 더운 날에 아이들은 시청에 갑니다. On hot days, kids go to the city hall. It's because in hot days, like in summer, the city hall run the water fountains for the kids so that they can just play around with that on the hot days. At the office. Okay, now we have 급여, meaning salary. I can say 변호사는 급여가 높습니다, meaning lawyers have high salary. Okay, now we have 사무실, meaning office. I can say 우리 사무실은 서울에 있습니다, meaning my office is in Seoul. This word 사무실 can be used only for the company's office, not teacher's office or other types of office. 사장, boss. Actually, literally means the leader of the company. So that can be like CEO or someone who is overseeing the company. 우리 사장님은 좋습니다, meaning my boss is very good. Hi, Peter. So when you use this word in Korean, when you address your boss, make sure you put the word 님. Call your boss like 사장님, not 사장, because if you just call 사장 to your boss, then you might have no boss from the next day. Okay, next we have 상사, meaning superior. The first word of this word is 상, meaning up, like above. So 상사 is someone who is working above you. 제 상사는 성격이 안 좋습니다, meaning my superior is mean. Which is not true, just let you know. Okay, now we have 초과 근무, overtime. 하루에 4번 정도 초과 근무를 합니다, meaning Korean people usually do overtime 4 times a week. And yeah, that's actually true. So when I just call my friends who are working for Korean companies, and they just say I'm still at the company, even though it's like until 10 p.m., 11 p.m. In the classroom, let's see what kind of words we have for this theme. First, we have 공책, which means notebook. 공 means empty and 책 means book. So altogether, it literally means book with nothing. So when you open the notebook, there's nothing to read. So that's why we call notebook as 공책. Okay, with the word, I can say 책가방 안에 공책을 넣습니다, which means I put notebook into backpack. 수업, which means class. With the word, you can say 저는 한국어 수업이 있습니다, which means I have a Korean class. Okay, next we have 교과서, which means textbook. Here we have the word 서, which means book too. With the word, you can say 저는 한국어 교과서가 3권 있습니다, which means I have 3 Korean textbooks. Okay, next we have 숙제, which means homework. 숙제 literally means the work to do at home. So that's meaning homework. With the word, you can say 저는 오늘 밤에 숙제를 해야 합니다, which means I have to do my homework tonight. Okay, next we have 시험, which means test. With the word, you can say 저는 내일 한국어 시험이 있습니다, which means I have a Korean test tomorrow. The solar system. Okay, the first one is 지구, which means earth. 지 meaning land, and 구 means like bowl. So it means bowl of land, bowl with the land. So, yeah. With the word, we can make a simple sentence saying 우리는 지구에 살고 있습니다, which means we live in the earth. 금성, Venus. 금 means gold and 성 means star. Okay, with the word, you can say 금성의 옛날 이름은 샛별입니다, which means the old name of 금성 in Korean is 샛별. 샛별 means new star. So you can also find the name in people's name these days too. Okay, next we have 화성, which means Mars. 화 means fire and 성 means planet. So it really means the planet of fire. With the word, you can say 나사는 화성에 로봇을 보냈습니다, which means NASA sent robot to Mars. 토성, which means the planet of soil. In English, that's Saturn. Okay, with the word, you can say 토성에는 고리가 있습니다, which means Saturn has a ring. Next we have, okay, 천왕성, which means Uranus. 천왕성은 지구에서 정말 멀리 있습니다, which means Uranus is really far, far, far away from the Earth. In your wallet. Okay, the first one is 의료보험증, which means health insurance card. So 의료 means health, 보험, insurance, and 증 means card or certificate. 한국에서는 외국인도 의료보험증을 만들 수 있습니다, which means foreigners can make health insurance cards in Korea. 주민등록증, which means identification card. 주민등록증은 언제나 가지고 다녀야 합니다, which means you have to carry your identification card every time. If you're a foreigner, then you don't have to worry about it, but you will get another card. If you're a foreigner, then Korean government is actually going to make your number and give you some different type of card too. Okay, next we have 명함, business card. You have to say 명함 when you want to say business card. 한국에서 명함을 줄 때는 두 손으로 줘야 합니다, which means when you give your business card to the other in Korea, you have to give it in both hands. 운전면허증, which means driver's license. 운전 means to drive or driving, and 면허 is license, and 증 is certificate or card. 한국에서는 국제 운전면허증으로 운전할 수 있습니다, which means you can drive a car in South Korea with an international driver's license. Here I just use the word 국제 meaning international. Okay, next we have 현금, which means cash. So it includes all the paper and coins, so you can just call coins and paper all together as 현금. You can make a sentence something like 한국 사람들은 현금을 잘 가지고 다니지 않습니다, which means South Korean people usually don't bring cash. It's because actually you can pay almost everything by your credit card if it is more than 1,000 won or $1. So, even, I usually don't any cash, but just the credit card when I just go outside. Hobbies. 춤을 추다, which means to dance. With the word, you can say 나는 춤추는 것을 좋아한다, which means I like dancing. Okay, next we have 체스를 하다, which means to play chess. So with the word, you can say 한국 사람들은 체스를 잘 안 합니다, which means Korean people usually don't play chess. Instead, we play something like 장기, Chinese chess instead. 그리다, which means to draw. 부모님의 얼굴을 그리다. I draw my parents' face. 낚시하다, to fish. With the word, you can say 한강에서는 사람들이 낚시를 합니다, which means near Han River, people do fishing. 사진을 찍다, to take a picture. When you want to ask someone to take a picture of you, you can say 사진을 찍어주시겠어요? Which means would you take a picture? 사진을 찍다. Fruits. Okay, I hope it'll be a little bit easier than the previous topics about making sentences. Okay, the first word we have is 딸기, which means strawberry. You can say 옛날에는 딸기를 봄에만 먹을 수 있었습니다, which means in old days you could eat strawberries only in spring. But these days you can have it actually anytime that you want because we grow strawberries in greenhouses these days. Okay, next we have 사과, which means apple. 추석에는 사과를 꼭 먹어야 합니다, which means you have to eat apples on Thanksgiving Day in Korea. Because 사과, apple, is kind of symbol of harvest, so that's why people always bring apples on the table for having dinner on Thanksgiving Day. Okay, next we have 살구, which means apricot. You can say 한국 사람들은 살구를 주스로 만들어서 자주 먹습니다, which means Korean people often have apricots in juice. 포도, which means grape. With the word, you can say 어떤 사람들은 포도를 껍질째 먹습니다, which means some people eat grapes with skin. 자두, which means plum. You can say 자두 화장품이 인기가 많습니다, which means cosmetics made with plums are getting popular. Colors. Okay, let's see what we have. The first one is 검은, black. You can say 저는 검은 양복을 좋아합니다, which means I like black suit. Okay, next we have 노란, which means yellow. 배가 아파서 얼굴이 노란색이 되었다, which means I had a stomach ache, so literally my face got yellow. That's some of the common idiom that you can use in Korean. Okay, next we have 빨간, which means red. You can say 저는 지금 빨간색 셔츠를 입고 있습니다, which means I'm wearing red shirt. When Korean people cheer for their teams for soccer play or baseball, we always wear this kind of red t-shirts. Okay, next we have 파란, which means blue. Alright, with the word you can say 무서운 영화를 봐서 얼굴이 파랗게 되었습니다, which means my face got blue because I watched a scary movie. So in Korean, when someone is scared, we say that someone's face got blue. Okay, next we have 하얀, which means white. Okay, with the word you can say 한국 사람들은 하얀색을 좋아합니다, which means Korean people like white color. But why? 한국 사람들은 하얀 얼굴을 좋아합니다, which means literally meaning Korean people like white face. So they try to not go outside without putting any sun creams on because it's going to make their face darker. So people usually wear hats or put a lot of sun creams on it so that they can keep their bright face as it is. Flavors. Okay, let's see what we have. The first one is 맛, which means taste. Okay, with the word you can say 김치는 맛이 좋습니다, which means kimchi is delicious or kimchi tastes good. 맛보다, which is the verb meaning to taste, or it literally means something like to try the taste. If you go to Korean department store and go to Korean supermarket inside, then people will ask you saying 맛보세요, which means try the taste, try this, which means like enjoy the meal. Okay, next we have 달콤한, which means sweet. In the previous video, we used the word 단 음식 to mean sweet food. So there I used the word 단, which is actually the verb saying 달다. When you say 단, it means something just sweet in general, but 달콤한 is something like this more like sweeter thing that kids would like, but not adults. So with the word, you can say 푸는 달콤한 꿀을 좋아합니다, which means 푸 likes sweet honey. Okay, next we have 매운, spicy. 매운 음식을 좋아하면 한국으로 오세요, which means come to Korea if you like spicy food. There will be a ton of spicy foods in South Korea. Okay, next we have 쓴, meaning bitter. Okay, with the word you can say 효과가 강한 약은 맛이 더 씁니다, which means stronger medicines taste bitter. Vegetables. Okay, let's see what we have. The first one is 감자, which means potato. With the word you can say 강원도는 감자로 유명합니다, which means Gangwon province is known for its potatoes. Okay, next we have 당근, carrot. With the word you can say 아이들은 당근을 싫어합니다, which means kids don't like eating carrots. Just for information, like these days people just say 당근, carrot when they want to say of course, because it sounds like the Korean expression meaning of course, which is 당연하지, 당연하지 당근. Do you like this? Okay, next we have 마늘, which means garlic. Okay, with the word you can say 드라큘라는 마늘을 싫어합니다, which means vampires don't like garlics. So people in Korean, like people just say Dracula, even though it means vampires, not only Draculas. Okay, next we have 시금치, which means spinach. Okay, with the word you can say 아이들은 뽀빠이처럼 되기 위해서 시금치를 먹습니다, which means kids eat spinaches to become like a Popeye. So 뽀빠이 is the Korean word to mean Popeye. Okay, next we have 양파, which means onion. 양 means western and 파 is the word meaning green onion, which is long. So this literally means western style green onion, because green onion was used much earlier than this type of onion. You can say 요즘에는 전통 음식에도 양파를 사용합니다, which means these days people use onions even in the traditional Korean foods. Your face. What do you have on your face? Okay, let's see what we have. Not funny at all. First we have 귀, ears. In Korean, we don't say ears, even though you have, 2 ears or 3 ears, we just call it like 귀, which is singular form. 1 ear, 귀, 2 ears, 귀, too. With the word, you can say 귀가 큰 사람은 복이 많습니다, which means those who have big ears have a lot of good luck. So it's kind of myth among Korean people. Okay, next we have 입, which means mouth. Yeah, there are some people who think that this character 입 looks like someone's face, and this kind of, beard character looks like someone's mouth. Something like this. Okay, when you want to say open mouth, you have to say 입을 열다. When you want to say about closing your mouth, you have to say 입을 닫다. Okay, with the word you can say 너무 놀라서 입을 다물 수 없었습니다, which means I was so surprised that I couldn't close my mouth. What kind of situation can I have? I got on the subway and there was one old lady, and then she just threw her bag to an empty seat, and the bag just slides down on the top of the seat, and then she just run there and just grab her bag and just take a seat. And it was rush hour train, so... And that's the moment that you can say 너무 놀라서 입을 다물 수 없었습니다. Okay, next we have 볼, which means cheek. With the word you can say 저는 볼에 보조개가 있습니다, which means I have dimples on my cheeks. Do I have? Okay, next we have 이마, which means forehead. With the word you can say 이마를 땅에 부딪혔습니다, which means I just hit my forehead to the ground. Well, no. Oh, never ending. So I have this one. Okay. 턱, which means chin. Okay, with the word you can say 제 조카는 주걱턱을 가지고 있습니다, which means my nephew has a chin that looks like a big rice spoon. Take out rice with this big spoon, and if you look at closely, that's kind of curved. And when someone has a chin curved a little bit like that, then you say 주걱턱, which means chin that looks like a big rice spoon. Furniture, sofa. I didn't say it in Korean. Sofa, which means sofa. With the word you can say 저는 소파에서 낮잠 자는 것을 좋아합니다, which means I like taking a nap on a sofa. Okay, next we have 의자, which means chair. With the word you can say 몸무게가 늘어서 의자를 부셨습니다, which means I gained a weight and I broke a chair. And that's true, that just happened to me 2 weeks ago. I just sit on the chair and just broke. Next we have 책장, which means bookshelf. With the word you can say 책을 좋아하는 조카에게 책장을 선물했습니다, which means to my nephew who likes reading a book, I gave a bookshelf as a gift. 침대, which means bed. You know, 침 is the word meaning sleeping and 대 means something like a place. So it means a place where you sleep. With the word you can say 저는 침대가 없어도 잘 수 있습니다, which means I can sleep even without a bed. Yeah, I can just sleep on the floor. Yeah. Next we have 식탁, which means table or dining table. With the word you can say 식탁 위에 맛있는 김치찌개가 있습니다, which means there's a delicious kimchi soup on a dining table. Cooking. Let's see what we have about this topic, cooking. So first word is 소금, meaning salt. It literally means small gold because in the past the price of salt was almost like the price of gold. With the word you can say 김치를 만들 때 소금을 많이 넣습니다, which means we put a lot of salt when making kimchi. Okay, next word is 후추, which means pepper. With the word you can say 불고기 위에 후추가 많이 있습니다, which means there are a lot of pepper on the top of 불고기. 불고기 is the marinated beef in Korean style. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, and the next word is 재료, which means ingredient. ingredient. With the word you can say 저녁을 만들기 위해서 슈퍼에서 음식 재료를 샀습니다, which means I bought some ingredients from supermarket for making dinner. Okay, and next we have barbecue, which means barbecue. With the word you can say 제 동생은 바비큐를 좋아합니다, which means my younger brother likes barbecue. Okay, and next we have 볶다, which is the verb meaning stir fry. 맛있는 볶음밥을 만들기 위해서 열심히 밥을 볶았습니다, which means I stir fried rice to make a delicious 볶음밥, which is a rice with vegetables. Plants. The first word is 나무, which means tree. With the word you can say 저는 어렸을 때 나무에 올라가곤 했습니다, which means when I was young, I used to climb on a tree. Okay, next we have 꽃, which means flower. Okay, with the word you can say 한국의 국화는 무궁화 꽃입니다, which means the national flower of South Korea is the Rose of Sharon. Next we have 잎, which means leaf. With the word you can say 떡을 만들 때 떡 사이에 솔잎을 넣습니다, which means when making rice cakes, you put pine tree leaf between rice cakes. Because, you know, without anything between rice cakes, it'll just get together because it's too sticky. 씨, which means seed. So with the word you can say 저는 수박을 먹을 때 씨도 먹습니다, which means when I eat watermelon, I also eat seeds. Okay, next we have 풀, which means grass. When you go to a park in South Korea, you can see some sign saying 풀을 밟지 마세요, which means don't step on grass. Continents. Okay, let's see what we have for this topic. First one is 북아메리카, which means North America. 북 is the word meaning north and America is the word meaning America. With the word you can say 한국에서 북아메리카까지 가려면 최소한 9시간이 필요합니다, which means to go to North America from South Korea, it takes at least 9 hours. 남아메리카, which means South America. With the word you can say 저는 40대가 되기 전에 남아메리카에 꼭 한번 가고 싶습니다, which means I really want to visit South America before I make 40. I just want to visit every country in South America, but like Brazil. And I know that people there are very friendly, so yeah. 아프리카, which means Africa. With the word you can say 기회가 되면 아프리카에 가서 사파리에 가보고 싶습니다. Which means if I get a chance, I want to visit safari in Africa. Especially with my mother, I want to go there because, she loves traveling. We haven't got a chance to travel together. 아시아, which means Asia. With the word, you can say, 저는 휴가 때마다 아시아에 있는 여러 나라를 가고 있습니다. Which means I visit different Asian countries when I get a chance to take vacation. 남극 대륙, which means Antarctica. With the word, you can say, 남극 대륙에 가면 진짜 펭귄을 만날 수 있습니다. Which means if you go to Antarctica, you can see real penguins. School supplies. Okay, let's see what we have. The first word is 공책, which means notebook. 공 means empty, 책 means book. So it literally means emptied book or book without anything inside. With the word, you can say 책가방에 공책을 넣었습니다, which means I put a notebook inside my backpack. Okay, next we have 책가방, which means backpack. 책 means book and 가방 means bag. So it literally means a bag for books. With the word, you can say 학생들 사이에서는 검은색 책가방이 인기가 많습니다, which means in Korea, black backpacks are popular among kids, students. Okay, next we have 자, meaning ruler. With the word, you can say 어렸을 때 학교에 갈 때에는 필통에 10cm 자를 넣고 다녔습니다, which means wow. Which means when I go to school, I used to put a 10cm ruler inside my pencil case. Okay, next we have 풀, which means glue. Okay, with the word, you can say 신문지를 풀로 스케치북 위에 붙였습니다, which means I glued a newspaper article on sketchbook. Okay, next we have 지우개, which means eraser. With the word, you can say 학생이었을 때 친구들과 지우개 게임을 자주 했습니다, which means when I was a student, I used to play eraser game with my friends at school. So it's something like you flip erasers, and then if your eraser become on the top of the other's eraser, then you win. Food, one of the favorite topics to talk about. Okay, let's see what we have. The first one is 쇠고기, which means beef. So you can say 저는 쇠고기로 만든 불고기를 매우 좋아합니다, which means I really love 불고기 with beef. Very delicious to have. 돼지고기야? Is it a food? Meat. It makes me hungry. 돼지고기, which means pork. 돼지 is the word meaning pig. 고기, meat. So altogether it literally means a meat of pig. With the word, you can say 제주도는 흑돼지고기로 매우 유명합니다, which means Jeju Island is well known for its black pork, black pig pork. So the pigs are black and that's very delicious. You should try it when you visit Jeju Island. 밥, which means rice. With the word, you can say 밥이 없는 아침 식사는 아침 식사가 아닙니다, which means a breakfast without rice is not breakfast. Yeah, many people believe so. Okay, next we have 해산물, which means seafood. With the word, you can say 인천에 가면 맛있는 해산물 식당이 많이 있습니다, which means when you go to Incheon City, then you can find many nice seafood restaurants because it's just next to the sea between South Korea and China, so they have very fresh, good seafoods. 밀, which means wheat. So you can say 라면은 밀로 만들었습니다, which means ramen noodles are made out of wheat. Mammals. Okay, let's see what we have. First one is 고양이, meaning cat. So in Korean, cats are crying like 야옹, like 야옹 야옹, more like 야옹. With the word, you can say 최근 들어서 한국 사람들은 고양이를 좋아하기 시작했습니다, which means recently Korean people started to like cats. In the past, like people thought that cats are bringing some bad luck, so they usually didn't like cats as a pet. But these days, a lot of people, are trying to have a cat as a pet and they love it. So next we have 소, which means cow. Do you know what kind of sound cows make in Korean? Like they say meh, meh. When you imitate, it has to be very low tone, meh. With the word, you can say 옛날에 소는 부의 상징이었습니다, which means in the past, cows were the symbol of richness. If someone has cow, that means that someone has their one farm or one field that they use cows. Alright, so next we have 돼지, meaning pig. So I know in English they say oing oing, yeah, which is very cute, but in Korean, the pigs make sound something like 꿀꿀. So they're like 꿀꿀 꿀꿀 or something like that. With the word you can say 때때로 돼지처럼 살고 싶을 때도 있습니다, which means sometimes I want to live like a pig just for 1 week, just sleep it. 토끼, which means rabbit. With the word you can say 내 동생은 토끼띠에 태어났습니다, which means my younger brother was born in the year of rabbit and I was born in the year of rat. So if you talk to Korean people, they should know what year they were from, so you can just, guess their age too. 개, which means dog. So in Korean, we think dogs are making sounds like 멍멍, 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 or like M sound at the beginning. So 멍멍, 멍멍. With the word you can say 개를 키우는 것은 생각보다 쉽지 않았습니다, which means it was not easy to raise a dog. I started raising my dog when I was a kid. Having a pet for the first time might not be easy, not only for the dog. In Korean, when you talk about small dog, like we use different words like saying 강아지. 개 is something like for big dog or grown-up dogs or something like that. But we don't have the different word for cat. We just say 고양이 for both kitty and cats. Tableware. Okay, let's see what we have about this theme. Okay, the first word is 접시, meaning plate. With the word you can say 손님을 대접하기 위해서 접시에 음식을 담았습니다, which means I put food on the plate to treat my guest. Next we have 국자, meaning ladle. With the word you can say 국자로 김치찌개를 퍼서 친구들에게 줬습니다, which means I scooped kimchi soup by ladle and gave it to my friends. Okay, next we have 물컵, which means drinking glass. 물 means water, cup means cup, so it literally means cup for water. With the word you can say 물컵을 놓쳐서 물컵이 깨졌습니다, which means I dropped drinking glass, so drinking glass got broken. pitcher, which means pitcher for beer. So you can say 저는 맥주 피처를 4개 정도 마실 수 있었습니다, which means I could drink 4 pitchers of beer in the past. Not anymore though. 머그잔, which means coffee mug. With the word you can say 저는 일회용 컵보다 머그잔에 커피를 마시는 것을 좋아합니다, which means I prefer drinking coffee in mug to drinking coffee in a paper cup. Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hee. Welcome back to Korean Weekly Words. Let's see what we have for this week. This week's theme is clothes. Okay, let's see what we have. The first word is shirt. 셔츠, which means shirt. With the word you can say 새로운 반팔 셔츠를 사러 백화점에 갔습니다, which means I went to a department store to buy a shirt with short sleeve. So 반팔 셔츠 is for short sleeve and just 셔츠 usually means the shirt with long sleeve. Okay, next we have 바지, which means pants. With the word you can say 학교에 가기 위해서 청바지를 입었습니다, which means I wore jeans to go to school. So 청바지 is the word literally meaning blue pants or jeans, and then you can use 입다 to wear when you talk about pants. Okay, next we have 드레스, which means dress. With the word you can say 웨딩 드레스를 사러 아현동에 갔습니다, which means I went to 아현동 to buy wedding dress. It's kind of the village that you can see wedding dress shops along the street. Okay, next we have 티셔츠, which means t-shirt. With the word you can say 안 입는 티셔츠를 버릴 예정입니다, which means I'm going to throw away t-shirts that I don't wear anymore. And next we have 스웨터, which means sweater. With the word you can say 어머니가 나에게 스웨터를 만들어줬습니다, which means my mom made me a sweater. Clothing accessories. Yay! In Korean, accessory. The first word is 시계, which means watch. With the word you can say 저는 시계를 차는 것이 불편합니다, which means it's uncomfortable for me to wear watch. So that's why I don't wear any watch, because I don't feel comfortable. It's because I don't feel comfortable. Okay, next we have 안경, glasses. With the word you can say 한국에서는 안경이 쌉니다, which means it's cheap to buy glasses in South Korea. Okay, next one is belt, which means belt. I wear belts. 저는 이 벨트, with the word you can say 저는 이 벨트를 3년간 이용하고 있습니다, which means I have been using this belt for 3 years because I like it. I like the color. It's light. Okay, next we have scarf, which means scarf. I can say 우리 엄마는 스카프를 좋아합니다, which means my mother likes scarves. Okay, next we have 장갑, which means glove. With the word you can say 한국의 겨울은 매우 추워서 장갑이 필요합니다, which means winter in South Korea is very cold, so you need gloves. Drinks. Is it alcohol? No. Let's see what we have for the theme. Okay, the first one we have is 차, tea. So I want to have something like beer, wine, but tea. So with the word you can say 차 안에서 차를 마시고 있습니다, which means I'm drinking tea inside a car. Car in Korean is also 차, so you have to be careful when you understand the meaning of the word 차. It can be tea, it can be car too. Next we have coffee, which means coffee. With the word you can say 커피를 너무 많이 마셔서 잠이 안 옵니다, which means I cannot get sleep because I drank a lot of coffee. 맥주, which means beer. With the word you can say 한강변에서 맥주를 마시는 건 정말 좋습니다, which means it's best to have beer near the Han River. Buy the beer and buy the liver. Okay, next we have 과일 주스, which means fruit juice. 과일 is the word meaning fruit. So with the word you can say 운동을 한 뒤에는 과일 주스를 마십니다, which means after workout I drink fruit juice. 물, which means water. With the word you can say 제주도는 물이 맛있기로 유명합니다, which means Jeju Island is well known to its delicious water. Next we have and. Okay, that's all for this week. I'll see you next time. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요. Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hee. 안녕하세요, 이재입니다. Welcome back to Korean Weekly Words. And this week we'll be talking about the words for, let me see what it is, Korean companies, Hyundai. Someone might call it like Hyundai, but in Korean you can say Hyundai. That's the brand for automobiles, and also they make some chips, memories too. 현대 자동차는 한국에서 가장 큰 자동차 회사입니다. Meaning Hyundai Automobile is the biggest automobile company in South Korea. Well, that's actually true because that's the only automobile company in South Korea for now. Okay, and next one we have Lotte. Lotte. Lotte company has a lot of like department stores. I can say like 서울에는 롯데 백화점이 많이 있습니다, which means there are many Lotte department stores in Korea. And you can also find duty-free shops and amusement park and also like apartments too with Lotte. And next we have, I think it's the most popular brand, Samsung, which is Samsung. Samsung with Samsung. Okay, I can say 삼성은 자동차도 만들었습니다. Samsung used to make cars too. So can you imagine Samsung cars? Like, it might be a little bit like Apple cars. But now they mostly make consumer devices. Next we have 대한항공. That's for Korean Air. 대한항공은 한국에서 가장 큰 항공사입니다, which means Korean Airline is the biggest airline company in South Korea. And the second biggest is Asian Airline. Okay. SM Entertainment, which is for SM Entertainment. I think you should be very familiar with this name if you're a big fan of Korean singers, idol groups. SM Entertainment에는 유명한 가수들이 많이 있습니다. Like at SM Entertainment, there are many popular singers. And also like with the other agencies too. Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hee. Welcome back to Korean Weekly Words. Okay, let's see what we have this week. Okay, being sick in Korean. Okay, now we have 염증, meaning infection. Okay, you can say 팔에 염증이 났어요, which means I have infection in my arms. So with 염증, you can use the verb 났다, which means to come out. So it literally means something like the infection was coming out from my arms. Yeah, that's gross, I think. Okay, and next we have 알레르기, which means allergy. Some of the imported words in Korea were actually imported through Japan. So we just follow how Japanese people sometimes read the imported words. So that's why we just call allergy as 알레르기. So with 알레르기, allergy, you can say 저는 땅콩 알레르기가 있어요, to mean I have a peanut allergy. If you have milk allergy, you can say 저는 우유 알레르기가 있어요. So you can just replace 땅콩 or 우유 with the other things that you are allergic to, then people will understand about it. Okay, and next we have 두통, which means headache. 두 is head and 통 is sick or ache. So it literally means 두통, headache. 어제 술을 너무 많이 마셔서 두통에 걸렸어요, which means I drank a lot, so now I have a headache. Okay, next we have 고열. 고열 means high fever. 고 means high and 열 means fever. So 고열. With this word, you can say 어제부터 고열이 있었어요, which means I have had high fever since yesterday. Okay, next we have that's very familiar to me, which means 숙취, meaning hangover. 한국 사람들은 숙취가 있을 때 숙취 해소 음료수를 마신다. That means Korean people drink hangover drinks when they have hangover. Yeah, you hear this word a lot if you go to Korea, because people in Korea drink a lot. I mean a lot. Okay, the theme for this week is South Korean cities. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, we have 목포. 목포 is the city that is located on the western south part of South Korean peninsula. So I actually haven't got a chance to go there, but if you want to see beautiful islands, then this will be the city that you have to go through. 목포 근처에는 아름다운 섬들이 많이 있습니다, which means near 목포 city, there are many beautiful islands. Now we have 인천. Incheon has the airport, international airport. So if you're planning to go to South Korea, you can see this word in the list of the airports. With the word, you can say 인천국제공항에서 서울까지는 1시간 걸립니다, which means it takes about 1 hour from Incheon International Airport to Seoul. We have 천안. With the word, I can say 한국 사람들은 천안에 가면 호두 과자를 삽니다, which means when Korean people go to Cheonan City, they buy chestnut cookies. Okay, next we have Busan. Busan is the second biggest city in South Korea. So if you already travel around Seoul City, the capital, I recommend you to visit Busan City too, because they have a lot of great seafood. So I can say 부산은 해산물 요리로 유명합니다, which means Busan is very popular with seafood. Okay, now we have Seoul, which means Seoul, the capital of South Korea. I can make a sentence something like 서울에 가서 도움이 필요할 때는 120번을 nu르세요, which means when you need help in Seoul, just press 120 and just call it. There's be some staff speaking English very fluently, and they'll just help you what you need. It's for free, so you can just call the number if you need any help in Seoul, like tourist attractions or any translation help from them. This week's theme is famous Korean food. Okay, I'm already excited about this theme, so let's see what we have. Kimchi. It's kimchi, like I think you know kimchi, right? If you know about the kimchi, it's kind of cabbage sauced with a spicy red pepper sauce. So it's very spicy, but there are various different types of kimchi, like one with the cucumber, the other one with the soup style or like. So you can say 한국에는 다양한 종류의 김치가 있습니다, meaning in Korea there are various types of kimchi. Okay, now we have bibimbap. meaning mixed rice with vegetables. With the word, I can say 대한항공을 타면 비빔밥을 먹을 수 있습니다. Meaning, if you fly on Korean Airlines, then you can have bibimbap. They have bibimbap as an in-flight meal. So if you want to try Korean foods on the way to Korea, then you can try Korean Airlines bibimbap meal. Okay, now we have 불고기. 불고기 is the seasoned beef with soy sauce. You can say 비빔밥 위에 불고기를 놓으면 맛있습니다. If you put 불고기 on the top of bibimbap, that's very delicious. If you haven't tried that, try it. It'll be very nice. Okay, now we have 된장찌개, meaning bean paste stew. 된장 is for bean paste and 찌개 is stew. So you can find some kimchi-찌개 like kimchi stew and different types of stew, 찌개 in Korea. So with the word, you can say 한국에서는 아침 식사로 된장찌개와 밥을 먹습니다. Which means in Korean, as a breakfast, they have bean paste stew and rice. Sometimes you can find kimchi stew or different types of stew, but at least there should be at least one stew and one rice as a breakfast in Korea. Okay, now we have 떡볶이. That's my favorite food. It means seasoned rice cake. So with the word, you can say 포장마차에서 먹는 떡볶이는 정말 맛있습니다. Which means the seasoned rice cake or 떡볶이 that you have on street market is very delicious. So yeah, try it. It's very cheap. It just costs about $2 for one dish. So you can try it and that would be very nice and also very spicy. And this week's theme is, let me see, music genre. In Korea, we call it like genre. So music genre. First we have 댄스 음악, which means dance music. So as you can see, we say dance as 댄스 and 음악 means music. With that word, I can say 저는 소녀시대의 댄스 음악의 광팬입니다. Which means I am a crazy fan of girls' generation's dance music. Here I just used the word 광팬, which literally means crazy fan or fan who is crazy into something. Okay, next we have 록 음악. Can you guess what it means? It means rock music. Okay, with the word, you can say 여름에 부산에 가면 록 음악 축제를 즐길 수 있습니다. Which means if you go to Busan in summer, you can enjoy Busan Rock Music Festival. Okay, next we have 사물놀이, which is translated as 사물놀이. It literally means play with 4 different musical instruments. So there are 2 different types of gong and 2 different types of drums too. So when you see 사물놀이, you can see people wearing traditional clothes and playing those 4 different kinds of gongs and drums. With the word, you can say 추석이나 설날에 한국에 가면 사물놀이를 쉽게 볼 수 있습니다. If you go to Korea on New Year's Day or Korean Thanksgiving Day, you can easily see 사물놀이 performance. 아이돌 음악, which means idol music. I thought that idol is Korean, but I didn't know that idol is English actually. 한국의 아이돌 음악은 아시아 여러 나라에서 인기가 많습니다. Which means Korean idol music are popular among other Asian countries. 재즈. Can you guess what it means? It means jazz. In Korea, J sound and Z sound are all the same, like J sound. So we just call it as 재즈 for jazz. With the word, I can say 서울에 가면 한강변에 있는 식당에서 재즈 음악을 듣는 것을 추천합니다. If you go to Seoul, I recommend you listen to jazz music in a restaurant near Han River. Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui. Welcome back to Korean Weekly Words. Let's see what we have for this week. This week's theme is rooms in your house. Okay, so let's see what we have for this theme. First we have 침실, which means bedroom. 실 is the word meaning room, so I think you're going to see this word several times in this video. And 침 can be used for anything that you use for sleeping because it means to sleep, literally. Okay, with the word, you can say 우리 부모님은 침실을 같이 사용합니다, which means my parents share a bedroom. Okay, next we have 거실, which means living room. So you can also see the same word 실 here, which means room. With the word, you can say 우리 가족은 저녁에 거실에 모여서 함께 TV를 봅니다. Which means in the evening, my family watch TV together in a living room. Okay, next we have 부엌, which means kitchen. With the word, I can say 옛날에는 부엌이 집 바깥에 있었습니다. Which means in the old days, kitchens are placed outside home in Korea. 옷방, dressing room. I wanted to have that kind of room when I was young. 옷 means cloth and 방 means room. So it literally means room for cloth, a dressing room. You can say 한국에는 정말 큰 집에만 옷방이 있습니다. Which means in Korea, you can find dressing room only in a very big houses. Okay, next we have 화장실, meaning bathroom. Actually, 화장 means makeup and 실 means room. So it literally means makeup room. But these days we use this word to mean bathroom. Okay, with the word, I can say 갑자기 소식이 와서 공원에 있는 공중 화장실에 갔습니다. Which means I suddenly got some news, so I just went to a public restroom in a park. I just used the word 소식이 오다, which means like the news just came in. That's meaning something like you just got some signal that you wanted to, you have to go to the restroom. Okay, let's see what we have for this week. Korean tourist attractions. Okay, the first one we have is 경복궁, which means 경복 Palace. Okay, with the word, I can say 경복궁은 1900년대 초까지 조선의 궁궐로 사용되었습니다. Which means 경복 Palace was used as the palace of Joseon Dynasty until early 1900s. Okay, next we have Lotte World, which means Lotte World. Lotte World is the amusement park located in Gangnam area. 비가 와도 롯데월드에서는 놀이기구를 탈 수 있습니다. Which means even in the rainy days, you can enjoy the rides in the Lotte World because it's inside the building. 제주 올레길, which means 제주 Ole Trail. Jeju is the name of the island located in south part of South Korea. And next one is 올레길, which means narrow trail in Jeju dialect. Okay, with the word, you can say 제주 올레길을 전부 다 돌아다니는 데는 6시간이 걸립니다. Which means it will take about 6 hours to walk all the Ole Trail at once. Okay, next we have 해운대, which means 해운대. 해운대 is the beach area in Busan City. With the word, you can say 가장 사람이 많을 때에는 해운대에 사람이 80만 명 정도 있습니다. Which means in the peak season, you can find at the maximum of 800,000 people in one day in 해운대 area. Okay, next we have 한반도 비무장지대. It's known as DMZ area. 한반도 비무장지대에서는 북한 군인들을 직접 볼 수 있습니다. Which means you can see North Korean soldiers if you go to DMZ area. Yep. Not only for the North Korean soldiers, actually you can see many, deers or animals that you would never see in South Korea because in the DMZ area, development has been prohibited. So it just keep everything as it is since 1950s. This week's theme is direction words. Okay, let's see what we have. The first one is 동쪽, which means east or east side. So 동 means east, and 쪽 means side. So you can say 일본은 한국의 동쪽에 있습니다, which means Japan is located on the east side of South Korea. Okay, next we have 남쪽. 남 means south. 강남은 한강의 남쪽에 있어서 강남이라고 부릅니다. Gangnam is located on the south of Han River, so that's why people call it Gangnam. Literally means south of river. Okay, next we have 오른쪽, meaning right. Okay, with the word you can say 저는 오른손잡이여서 마우스를 오른쪽에 놓습니다, which means I'm right-handed person, so I put my mouse on the right side. Right. Okay, next we have 안, which means inside or in. Usually it goes with the particle 에, so like it goes like 안에 to say inside. If you watch some of the popular Korean drama, I think you know this phrase, which is like 내 안에 너 있다, which means you are inside me, my heart. I'll just use that. You are inside my heart. So like people still use that when they confess their love. Okay, next we have 밖, which means outside. You can usually use this word with the particle 에, so it goes like 밖에. With the word you can say 날씨가 추워서 밖에 나가기 싫다, which means I don't want to go outside because it's cold. This week's theme is bugs and insects. Those are the things that I really don't like. So let's see what we have for this week. Okay, the first word is 개미, meaning ant. With the word you can say 개미는 단 것을 좋아합니다, which means ant like sweet food. Okay, next we have 매미. 매미 is the word meaning cicada. With the word you can say 여름에는 매미 때문에 시끄럽습니다, which means in summer it's very noisy because of cicadas. 파리, which means fly. Well, you can make some sentence something like 파리에 가면 파리가 많이 있습니다. If you go to Paris, you can find many flies. Paris, the city name, and the fly use the same spelling, 파리. There's no connection though. Okay, next we have 벌레, which means worm. You can say 어떤 사람들은 벌레를 먹는 것을 좋아합니다, which means some people like eating worms. We used to eat worms when we went to movie theaters. It's kind of special worm though, which is kind of fried. That's true. Okay, next we have 무당벌레, which means ladybug. I like this English translation saying ladybug because if you break it down, this Korean word actually means something like the bug that looks like a witch doctor. The witch doctor or 무당 wears very colorful outfit, which is really like appearance of this ladybug. With the word you can say 무당벌레가 날아다닐 때에는 시끄러운 소리가 납니다, which means when ladybugs are flying, it's making some noisy sound. This week's theme is hygiene actions. 드라이하다, which means to blow dry. With the word you can say 우리 어머니는 외출을 할 때마다 꼭 드라이를 한다, which means my mother always blow dry when she goes out. 면도하다, which means to shave. Okay, with the word you can say 저는 아침마다 2분씩 면도를 합니다, which means I shave every morning for 2 minutes. Okay, next we have 목욕하다, which means to take a bath. 어렸을 때에는 목욕을 하기 위해서 공중 목욕탕에 갔습니다, which means when I was young, I went to public bathroom to take a bath. It's because in old days, it was not common to have a bath tube in someone's house, so people usually went to public bathroom to take a bath. 빗다, which means to comb. Okay, with the word you can say 엄마들은 딸의 머리를 빗겨주는 것을 좋아합니다, which means mothers like combing their daughter's hair. Okay, next we have 씻다, which means to wash. Okay, with the word you can say 훈련소에서는 몸을 1분 만에 전부 다 씻어야 합니다, which means in a basic training you have to wash your body within 1 minute. So yeah, that's what all Korean men have to do. This week's theme is home tools. Okay, let's see what we have for this week. The first one is 나사, which means screw. With the word you can say something like 나사에는 나사가 많습니다, which means in NASA you can find a lot of screws. I hope you can find it. 나사, screws. Okay, next we have 드라이버, which means screwdriver. Okay, with the word you can say 저는 드라이버를 이용해서 나사를 풀었습니다, which means I used the screwdriver to unscrew the screw. 망치, which means hammer. Hammer. I nailed the nail. Okay, with the word you can say 저는 망치로 못을 쳤습니다, which means with a hammer I hit the nail. Okay, next we have 연장통, toolbox. So 연장 means tools and 통 means box. With the word you can say 기술자들은 언제나 연장통을 곁에 가지고 있습니다, which means mechanics always have a toolbox around. Okay, next we have 톱, which means saw. Okay, with the word you can say 톱을 사용해서 나무를 자릅니다. Which means I cut a tree using a saw. This week's theme is bird. Okay, let's see what we have for this theme. First word is 갈매기, meaning seagulls. You can say 서해에 가면 갈매기를 많이 볼 수 있습니다. Which means if you go to West Sea of Korea, then you can see many seagulls. Okay, next we have 까마귀, which means crow. Okay, with the word you can say 한국 사람들은 까마귀를 불운의 상징이라고 생각합니다. Which means Korean people think about crows as being bad luck. 닭, which means chicken. With the word you can say 한국 사람들은 축구 경기를 보면서 통닭과 맥주를 마시는 것을 매우 좋아합니다. Which means Korean people really like having fried chicken and beer while watching soccer games. Okay, next we have 두루미, which means crane. With the word you can say 한국의 옛날 그림에서는 두루미를 자주 볼 수 있습니다. Which means in old Korean drawings you can see cranes often. Next we have 오리, dog. With the word you can say 요즘에 한국에서는 오리고기가 인기입니다. Which means in Korea these days dog meats are getting popular. Okay, medicine. Okay. 기침약, which means cough syrup. 기침 is something like, coughing, and the 약 means medicine. Okay, with the word you can say 조카가 감기에 걸려서 기침약을 먹기 시작했습니다. Which means my nephew got a cold, so he started getting cough syrup. Okay, next we have 백신, which means vaccine. There's no V sound in Korean, so that's why we say 백신. With the vaccine. I can say 에볼라 바이러스를 치료할 수 있는 백신이 나왔습니다. Which means the vaccine that can cure Ebola virus just came out. Okay, next we have aspirin, which means aspirin. So you can say 저는 머리가 아플 때는 아스피린을 먹습니다. Which means I take aspirin when I have a headache. 약, medicine. I think this is the keyword of the theme. If you know what you're taking, but if you don't know what it's called in Korean, and if you have to say you're taking medicine, you can just simply say 약을 먹고 있습니다, which means I'm taking medicine. In Korean, when you talk about medicine, we use the verb 먹다, which means to eat. So it literally means I'm eating medicine. Next we have 처방전, which means prescription. 처방 is the verb meaning to prescribe. What? Prescription. Okay, with the word you can say 의사에게서 처방전을 받았습니다, which means I've got prescription from a doctor. And okay, we checked the words about medicine. I hope you don't use that in Korea, but if you're feeling sick, I hope you can just remember some of them and use it at the pharmacy or when you talk to your doctor. This week's theme is studying a language. Okay, first one is 동사, which means verb. There are a lot of verbs in Korean. So you can say 동사는 한국어를 배울 때 가장 어려운 부분입니다, which means verbs are the most difficult part when you study Korean. Next we have 반복하다, which means to repeat. With the word you can say Then what did I say in Korean? With the word you can say 같은 단어를 계속해서 반복해서 말하면 쉽게 단어를 외울 수 있습니다, which means if you repeat the word again and again, then you can remember the word very easily. Okay, next we have 읽다, which means to read. With the word you can say 한국어를 잘하고 싶으면 어린이 책을 읽어보세요, which means if you want to be fluent in Korean, then try to read children's book. 어린이 책 means children's book, and even Korean children's book has very interesting stories. So you love that and you'll be able to improve your reading skills. Next we have 배우다, which means to learn. With the word you can say 일본어를 알면 한국어를 배우기 쉽습니다, which means if you know Japanese, learning Korean is much easier. There are many things similar to each other. Next we have 언어, which means language. Well, like if your friend is speaking, different languages fluently, then you can say, 너 언어를 몇 개나 하는 거야? Which means, hey you, how many languages do you speak? 언어 is something like hey you, and 언어 means language. Different spelling, but the same pronunciation. This week's theme is crossing borders. Crossing borders. Let's see what we have. Okay, the first word is 국적, which means nationality, the country where you belong to. When you get on the airplane and, when you talk in Korean and the other person will ask you, 국적이 무엇입니까? Which means, what is your nationality? Okay, next we have 세관, which means customs. Okay, with the word you can say, 저는 세관을 통과할 때마다 긴장합니다. Which means I feel nervous whenever I go through customs. I don't know, I don't purchase anything expensive, but I just feel like, I'm doing something wrong when I go through customs. 여권, which means passport. 여 means traveling, 권 means book. So it literally means books for traveling that you have to get. So, with the word you can say, 여권을 잃어버려서 대사관에 갔습니다. Which means I lost my passport, so I went to the embassy. No, I didn't. Yeah. Okay, next we have 비자, which means visa. With the word you can say 한국 여권으로는 비자 없이 갈 수 있는 나라가 많이 있습니다. Which means with a Korean passport, you can visit a lot of countries without a visa. Okay, next we have it's getting difficult. 세관 신고서, which means declaration form. You can say 저는 비행기를 타기 전에 미리 세관 신고서를 씁니다. Which means I fill in the declaration. Yeah. Which means I fill in declaration form before I take a flight. This theme is home electronics. Okay, that might be my favorite topic to talk about because I'm kind of geek. So first word we have is 전기 oven, which means microwave oven. So you can say, yeah, 전기 means electronic and oven means oven. So with the word you can say 토스트를 만들기 위해서 전기 오븐을 켰습니다. Which means I just turn on the microwave oven to make toast. Okay, next we have 청소기, which means vacuum cleaner. 청소 means cleaning and 기 is the word meaning machine. So it literally means machine for cleaning. Okay, with the word you can say 매주 일요일에는 청소기를 돌립니다. Which means I run a vacuum cleaner every Sunday. Okay, next we have 세탁기, which means washing machine. So 세탁 means washing clothes, and 기 again means machine. 세탁기. 세탁기. With the word you can say 우리 집에 있는 세탁기는 건조기도 됩니다. Which means a washing machine at my home can also work as a dryer. So these days you can find the kind of washing machine or 세탁기 a lot in Korean house. Okay, next we have 선풍기, which means fan. We have very interesting myth about fan, which is something like if you just turn on the fan and just take a sleep in front of the fan, then you will die. Because it will take all the oxygen around the room and it will just make you feel cold. So you'll just die because there's no oxygen and because you just, freeze to death. With the word you can say 저는 어렸을 때 잘 때 선풍기를 켜놓지 않았습니다. Which means when I was young, I didn't keep the fan turned on while I was sleeping because I didn't want to be killed by a fan. Okay, next we have aircon, which means air conditioner. So in Korean, we don't say air conditioner to mean air conditioner. We just say aircon. So for example, when you get on the bus and if you feel it's really hot inside the bus, then you can ask the driver by saying aircon 켜주세요, which means turn on the air conditioner, please. This week's theme is tourism. Okay, let's see what we have for the first word. First, we have 표, which means ticket. If you're traveling in Korea, that you say 기차표, train ticket, 버스표, bus ticket, or something like that with the word 표. 기차표를 사기 위해서 서울역에 갔습니다. Which means to buy a train ticket, I went to a Seoul station. Okay, next we have 가이드, which means guide. With the word you can say 명동에 가면 가이드와 함께 있는 관광객들을 쉽게 볼 수 있습니다. Which means you can easily see a group of tourists with a guide in 명동. Sometimes we call it like tour guide or 여행 가이드, which literally means tour guide in Korean. Okay, next we have 조각상, which means statue. With the word you can say 제주도에 가면 하루방 조각상에 코를 만지는 아주머니들을 볼 수 있습니다. Which means when you go to Jeju Island, you can see some ladies, old ladies, touching the nose of the statue called 하루방. So the 하루방 is the statue that looks like grandfather with a big nose. So some old ladies just touch the nose of the statue because there's myth that if you touch the nose of the statue, then you can have son or you can have grandson too. Okay, next we have 여행 일정표, which means itinerary. With the word you can say 여행을 가기 전에 친구와 함께 여행 일정표를 만들었습니다. Which means before taking a trip, I made an itinerary with my friend. Okay, next we have 폭포, which means waterfall. So with the word you can say 제주도에 있는 정방폭포를 가기 위해서 관광객들이 관광버스를 탔습니다. Which means to go to the waterfall named 정방 waterfall, tourists got on a tour bus. You can see that kind of things a lot in Jeju Island because there are many beautiful waterfalls around the island. This week's theme is geography. That was my favorite subject when I was back in school. Okay, let's see what we have. The first word is 호수, which means lake. With the word you can say 저는 산정호수에서 산책하는 것을 좋아합니다. I like walking around the lake named 산정호수, 산정 Lake. It's really closer to the North Korea. So in the past, when North Korea had that area, that lake became a place for Kim Il-sung, like his place to, go around, private place only for him because the scenery is so beautiful. It's 산정호수, 산정 Lake. Okay, next we have 산, which means mountain. With the word you can say 서울에는 남산과 북한산이 있어서 사람들이 등산을 자주 합니다. Which means in Seoul we have 남산, South Mountain, 북한산, North Mountain. So people do hiking a lot in Seoul. Okay, next we have 언덕, which means hill. With the word you can say 서울에는 언덕이 많아서 자전거를 타기가 힘듭니다. Which means it's difficult for riding a bicycle in Seoul because there are a lot of hills. Next we have 섬, island. With the word you can say 한강의 남쪽은 섬이 많아서 다도해라고도 불립니다. Which means in South Sea of South Korea there are a lot of islands. So it's also called 다도해, which literally means sea with a lot of islands. Okay, next we have 들판, which means field. With the word you can say 우리 집 강아지는 들판에서 혼자 뛰노는 것을 좋아합니다. Which means my dog likes to run around in the field alone. This week's theme is currency exchange. Okay, let's see what we have for this theme. The first one is 외국환, meaning foreign exchange. It's also common to say 외환. Okay, with the word you can say 시장에서 외국환에 대한 수요가 많아졌습니다. Which means the demand for foreign exchange has been increased. Okay, next we have 유로, which means euro. You can say 지난달에는 유로가 강세였습니다. Which means in the last month, euro was strong. So 강세 literally means in the situation which something is strong. So you can use the word 강세, strong, when you watch TV news about foreign currency. Dollar, US dollar. Yeah, right, yeah. When Korean people just say dollar, it means US dollar. And if it is for Hong Kong dollar or something like that, we put the country's name before saying dollar, which is something like Hong Kong dollar for Hong Kong dollars. With the word you can say 다음 주에 뉴욕 여행이 있어서 한국 원을 미국 달러로 바꿨습니다. Which means since I have a trip to New York City next week, I converted Korean won to US dollars. 통화, which means currency. With the word you can say 일본의 통화는 yen입니다, which means the Japanese currency is yen. Okay, next we have 잔돈, which means small bill. With the word you can say 여행에서 남은 잔돈을 모두 기증했습니다, which means I donated all small bills that I have left from the trip. So the theme is buildings. Okay, let's see what we have for this theme. The first word is 아파트, which means apartment. With the word, you can say 많은 한국 사람들은 자기 아파트를 갖는 것을 꿈꾸고 있습니다. Which means South Korean people have a dream of having their own apartment. Having an apartment in South Korea, especially in Seoul, is not easy because it's super expensive. So people usually have a dream of that after making a lot of income, you know. And next we have 집, which means house. With the word, you can say 새로운 집으로 이사를 해서 집들이를 하기 위해서 사람들을 집으로 초대했습니다. Which means because I just moved to a new house, I invited people to come to my housewarming party. Okay, next we have top, which means tower. With the word, you can say 옛날에는 한국 사람들은 탑을 돌면서 소원을 빌었습니다. Which means in the past, Korean people walked around a tower and made their wish. Top can be used mostly for traditional tower. For modern style, like Seoul Tower, which has observatory, then we just use the word tower, which means tower. Okay, next we have 건물, which means building. With the word, you can say 내 사촌은 건물을 3개 가지고 있습니다, which means my cousin have 3 buildings, which is not true. Okay, next we have 고층 건물, skyscraper. With the word, you can say 강남에 가면 많은 고층 건물들을 볼 수 있습니다, which means you can see many skyscrapers when you visit Gangnam area. This week's theme is family. Okay, let's see what we have for this theme. The first word is 아버지, meaning father. Okay, this word means father, but when people talk about their one dad, like dad, then they just want to use 아빠, which is like daddy or papa. Using the word, I can say 제 친구의 아버지는 기러기 아빠입니다, which means my friend's father is so-called seagull daddy. When a father is staying in South Korea making money for their family outside South Korea, then we call them as 기러기 아빠, which means seagull daddy. Okay, next we have 어머니, which means mother. When you want to say mom, then you can just say 엄마 too. With the word, you can say 어머니를 생각할 때마다 슬퍼집니다, which means I'm getting feeling sad when I think about my mother. I'm away from my mother, so I feel like I want to see her more often, but I cannot, so I feel sad about it. 오빠, which means older brother. This one can be only used by females. So I cannot say 오빠 if I have an older brother. I will just say 형 in the case. I think you heard this word from the song named Gangnam Style, right? Oppan Gangnam Style has the word oppa too, because girls also call their boyfriend as oppa. So that's why the lyrics also have this word. With the word, you can say 제 친구의 큰 오빠가 다음 주에 장가를 갑니다, which means my friend's older brother is going to get married next week. 장가를 가다 is another phrase meaning getting married for guys. 남동생, which means younger brother. I can say that because this can be used by both male and female speaker. 남 means male, 동생 means brother. So together, younger brother, 남동생. With the word, you can say 제 남동생은 중국어를 매우 잘합니다, which means my younger brother speaks Chinese very fluently, which is true. Okay, next we have 여동생. 여 means female, 동생 means brother or sister, so this means younger sister. With the word, you can say 제 친구의 여동생은 김태희처럼 매우 예쁩니다, which means my friend's younger sister is as pretty as Kim Tae-hee. I think you know Kim Tae-hee, like she's very pretty and popular Korean actress. This week's theme is health concerns, which I have now. Let's see what we have for this theme. First word is 통증, which means pain. With the word, you can say 어제 운동을 너무 많이 해서 통증이 왔습니다, which means I started getting pain because I worked out a lot yesterday. Okay, next we have 두통, which means headache. So 두 is the Chinese character meaning head, and 통 means ache. So you see this word 통 meaning ache a lot. With the word, you can say 오늘 한국어 공부를 너무 많이 해서 두통이 왔습니다, which means I'm having a headache because I studied Korean a lot today. Okay, next we have 기침, meaning cough. When Korean people cough, we just think like it's making some sounds like 콜록콜록. So, 콜록콜록. With the word, you can say 어젯밤부터 기침을 너무 많이 했습니다, which means I started coughing a lot since last night. You might want to remember this expression. You use it when you see a doctor in South Korea. Okay, next we have 염증, meaning infection. Infection. With the word you can say 볼을 깨물어서 염증이 생겼습니다, which means I beat my cheek, so I got infection. Okay, next we have 두드러기가 나다, which means to have a rash. I have a peanut allergy, but I had peanuts, so I started having radish. So 땅콩 알레르기가 있는데 땅콩을 먹어서 두드러기가 나기 시작했습니다, which means I have peanut allergy, but I had peanuts, so I started having a rash. This week's theme is study subjects. The first word we have is 역사, which means history. With the word you can say 외워야 할 숫자가 너무 많이 있어서 역사 과목을 싫어했습니다, which means I didn't like history subject because there were too many numbers to remember. What year this happened, what year this happened. But now I like it because I like the context of the history. Okay, next we have 미술, which means art. With the word you can say 고등학교 때 미술 시간에는 수학 공부를 해야 됐습니다, which means when I was in high school, I had to study math in art class because the school wanted to make us to be in a top class university, so we had to study a lot, even using art class, sports class, or something like that. Yeah. 생물학, which means biology. With the word you can say 생물학 시간에 개구리를 해부했습니다, which means I dissected a frog in biology class. Subtitle. Okay, next we have 화학, which means chemistry. With the word you can say 저는 화학 시간에 화산 폭발 실험을 가장 좋아했습니다, which means I like volcano eruption experiment in chemistry class. Next we have 수학, which means math. 수 means numbers, 학 means study, so it literally means the study of numbers. With the word you can say 한국 사람들은 일반적으로 수학을 잘합니다, which means in general Korean people are good at math. This week's theme is life events. Okay, let's see what we have. The first word is 태어나다, to be born. So with the word you can say 저는 서울에서 태어났습니다, which means I was born in Seoul. So you can say 저는 place name에서 태어났습니다 when you want to talk about where you are born in. Okay, next we have 생일, which means birthday. With the word you can say 생일 선물로 새로운 노트북을 갖고 싶습니다, which means I want to get a new laptop as the birthday gift. 생일 선물 in Korean is birthday gift. Yeah. Okay, next we have 취직하다, which means to get a job. With the word you can say 대학교를 졸업하기 전에 취직했습니다, which means I got a job before I graduated. Okay, next we have 여행하다, which means to travel. Yeah. With the word you can say 내년에 유럽에 여행을 가기 위해서 돈을 모으고 있습니다, which means I'm saving money to travel to Europe next year. Next we have 은퇴하다, which means to retire. With the word you can say 저는 은퇴하기 싫습니다, which means I don't want to retire.
Want to speak real Korean from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at KoreanClass101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hee. Welcome back to Weekly Words Holiday Edition. Okay, let's see what holiday we have for this video. Okay, we have April 19, Revolution Day, 4.19 혁명일. In 1960, people in South Korea protested against government because the president at the moment tried to make the election result as he wanted to have. So therefore, the first president of South Korea left Seoul and went to Hawaii. Let's see what we have. 4.19 혁명, April 19, Revolution Day. 4.19 혁명일에 사람들은 기념탑을 찾습니다. On April 19th, Revolution Day, people visit the Memorial Tower. 독재 정권, dictatorial government. 4.19 혁명일에 사람들은 독재 정권에 맞서 싸웠습니다. On April 19th, Revolution Day, people fought against the dictatorial government. 이승만 정권, 승만 Lee government. 이승만 is the first president of South Korea, and he is the one who had to leave after this revolution. With the word you can say 4.19 혁명일 다음에 이승만 정권은 물러섰습니다, which means on April 19th Revolution Day, 이승만 government stepped down. 민주주의, democracy. With the word you can say 많은 사람들이 민주주의를 위해서 싸웠습니다. Many people fought for democracy. 정의, which means justice. With the word you can say 4.19 혁명 이래 사람들이 원했던 것은 정의였습니다. Which means on April 19th Revolution Day, what people wanted was justice. Okay, that's all we have for this video, and I'll see you next time. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요. Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui. Welcome to Weekly Words Holiday Edition. In this video, we have Children's Day, 어린이날. Okay, let's see what we have for this holiday. 어린이날, which means Children's Day. 어린이 means children as plural. 날 means day, so it means Children's Day. With the word you can say 저는 과자, 상자, 선물 때문에 어린이날을 기다렸습니다. Which means I was looking forward to Children's Day because of the snack box. This size of box with a lot of snacks inside, it cost only about $10,000 or $10. There was a lot of cookies inside that I can have for in whole month. 방정환. 방정환 is the person's name who made the Children's Day in the early 20th century. 방정환 was the author of children's books, and he brought the concept of Children's Day to Korean people. 방정환 덕분에 어린이날이 한국에서 시작됐습니다. Which means Children's Day started in Korea thanks to 방정환. 어린이날 특선 만화, special animations for Children's Day. So 특선 is something like special, 만화 is like animation. So on Children's Day, you can see some popular movie on TV for free. They showed some animation named 머털도사, which is literally meaning something like a teacher with a lot of hair. 어린이날에는